Good. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Gooner Gathering. It's just me here today. It's just me, Goonley Meads Lee. Um, I'm really here just to talk today about the late Gary Speed, who he passed away on this day back in November of 2011. Let me picture the scene. I'm broadcasting today in my daughter's room, and on this day, I was in here. I was decorating. I was putting the yellow paint on the walls here. We're getting ready for the imminent arrival of my little girl, and we're just busy at it. Me and my wife doing the painting, making sure it's all looking nice. And then I get a phone call. I get a phone call from my very good friend Vicky. She's absolutely distraught. Now, Vicky is a massive Newcastle and Mansfield fan. She's from Mansfield, so that's allowed, I guess. And she goes to me like, "You heard the news?" So I'm like, "No, I have no idea what's going on." Now, we have to bear in mind, I was in the canteen at my place of work with her on the Saturday prior, where Speedo was. He was on the BBC. He was on Football Focus alongside his old teammate at Leeds United, Gary McAllister, and they were just having a chat about the previews of all the games and all that sort of thing. Vicky absolutely loved Gary Speed. Don't think she actually met him in person, if you like, but it's fair to say she had a massive soft spot for him. As a football player, I think one of the most consistent players in the Premier League era. He did hold the most appearances in the Premier League for a while. When he played 535 games in the Premier League, which was an appearance record until it got overtaken by David James. Speed for me was a catalyst for change. He was a spearhead in making the profile of the Welsh national side much better. He was like bringing it into modern day technology with the way he trained, with the way he put his team together, etc. And you're getting signs of that even now as we build to the massive match against England on Tuesday. Like in the World Cup, he obviously had times building up towards getting up to the other championships as well. As a player on the field, I don't think you could have asked for any more of a consistent, influential, and economical player. He's one of those who will give you absolutely everything on the field. He had an eye for a goal as well in how many appearances? There we go. 677 appearances in top level football. He scored 104 goals. That's an incredible rate. He's wonderful in the air. I think his contribution on the field as a leader cannot be underestimated. He played for Leeds United, where he started his youth career. Of course, he won the First Division. That's the old First Division Championship. That would be before Premier League era. That would be 1991, I believe. I had the privilege of seeing him live at Arsenal. It was Arsenal against Everton. I think it would have been at Highbury, I guess, way back when. As I mentioned, as the thumbnail suggests, he had a fantastic career at Newcastle before helping to guide Bolton to Premier League survival, and then moving on to Sheffield United, where after a little while he was appointed the manager up there. But then after only a few months over there, he was appointed the full-time Welsh manager in the December of 2010. His Welsh international career as well, don't forget, he had 85 Welsh caps and 7 goals. And yeah, he was one of those, I would say, probably unsung heroes, if you like. He like I mentioned, he appeared on the soccer, what's it called? It's called Football Focus on the BBC on the lunchtime of the Saturday, looking really relaxed, looking like he was enjoying himself, talking with his former teammate Gary McAllister, without any signs, without any hints that anything was wrong. It's a great example. You know, it's really important to talk about the fact that if you have any sort of issues, it's quite clear that Speedo he committed suicide, didn't he? Let's be fair, and it was a terrible time. But this platform here gives me a chance to talk to anyone here who is struggling and dealing with mental health issues and anything like that, to never be afraid to talk to your friends, talk to your peers if you're struggling. You know, I've been through difficult times myself. When I lost my dad, I learned for different times where things were a little bit hard in other situations, but being in the place I'm in really helped me get through it. So I suppose in summing up, just remember Gary Speed, by the professional player, one of the most consistent players of his era, one of the most charismatic, one of the best leaders on the pitch I think that the game has ever seen. And just thoughts on this very difficult day go to his friends and family, I guess. I think that's just about it from me for today. I'm going to be back on this channel on the Gooner Gathering with a much more light-hearted kind of show on Tuesday, covering the Welsh game against England at 7 o'clock. I guess we'll go on air probably just prior to kickoff. That will be determined. Check us out on the Twitter, either my one there at Gooner Lee Meads or at Gooner Gathering, and we'll let you know what we're going to be doing as and when. That will just about sum it up for today's video. Thank you very much, anyone who'd be watching either now or on demand later. And yeah, we'll speak to you soon. Cheers.